I didn't get that one.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear your voice.
The Quebec government has Okay, the Quebec government has proposed a charter of values. Many of us feel it's an example of policies of distraction, your politics of distraction. So I would like to have you, if you could, elaborate on that. Thank you.
The Charter of Values, well, again, you know more about this than I do, but I presume that's somewhat influenced by the French passion, what they call secularism, which is simply banning expressions of address any independent expressions of one's own culture. And that's supposed to be anti-French. Something similar is happening in Germany. Angela Merkel, the chancellor a couple of years ago, was complaining about the Turkish immigration. She said the Germans had hoped that the Turks would assimilate into Germany. They would become nice, blue-eyed, blonde-haired. It wasn't happening. They were keeping their own individual culture and identity, and that's no good. Germany has to do something about it. And in fact, Europe altogether, in my opinion, is much more racist than the United States. I mean, it hasn't shown very much because the societies are homogeneous enough so that it's not so visible. But as soon as there's any break in the homogeneity, you see it very quickly. In fact, what's happening in France right now is absolutely shocking, both because of what's happening and the lack of comment, namely what's happening to the Roma, called gypsies. Now, the Roma are Holocaust victims. Now, they were treated pretty much like the Jews under the Holocaust, and the French government is forcibly expelling them back to repression, violence, terror in Eastern Europe. I mean, if they were doing that to the Jewish community, that'd be, you can't even imagine the horrors that would be expressed. It did hit the newspapers a couple of days ago. You saw it, I'm sure, when the French police pulled a Roma girl, 15-year-old girl, off a school bus and sent her off to be deported. That kind of raised some eyebrows. And I suspect, again, I really hesitate to talk about it because you know more than I do, but my impression from down south is that what's going on in Quebec is a little bit like that. They're trying to impose a kind of cultural uniformity of a sort that I think ought to be resisted. People